Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with his inspirational morning walk. First time listeners, I just get some exercise in the morning and I share my thoughts with you guys, whatever I'm inspired to talk about that day. As you can see, it's a nice, beautiful day here in Houston, man. This is the best weather this time of the year. So we're nice and cool. I'll get some good work in today. But how is everyone doing? How's the weather around the world, wherever you are? I know this is the fall time in most places. The cold starting to set in. But yeah, this should be nice weather. But anyhow, yes, for first-time listeners, you can go on YouTube. If you like what you're hearing, there's a lot of stuff on there that can bless you on YouTube. I usually forward the link throughout the day, or go to Gregory Wiles YouTube and you'll find that channel and you subscribe while you're there. You can find lots of things that we talk about over the last year and a half. Cover a lot of topics. We cover a lot of topics over the last year and a half. But today what I want to talk about, man, is honesty. How honest are we? How honest are we? How honest are we, man? About honesty. How honest are we, man? So we want to tackle that. We want to tackle that today and just shed a little light today on that going into the weekend. Maybe this can help somebody going into the weekend. You know, they got something to dealing with, and you know the enemy can come and tempt you. The enemy can come and tempt you to tell a lie. Because we don't have to teach. You realize you don't have to teach someone to lie, right? The little kids coming up to get themselves in trouble. The first thing come to self, how could I get out of this? You know, the enemy gonna come and tempt them, and just tell a lie, just get out of it, man. You know, because you know if you only say you did this is what's going to happen, right? So we don't really have to teach people to lie, right? So, but let's go through some quotes here and see what they talk about. You say it takes strength and courage to admit the truth. It takes strength and courage to admit the truth, man. And is anything like this that says a half-truth is a whole lie. A half-truth is a whole lie. And is there anything like a little white lie, man? Like a little white lie? If you tell a half-truth and the next one like says, every lie is two lies. The lie we tell others and the lie we tell ourselves to justify it. So every lie the saying is two lies. The lies we tell ourselves and every lie is two lies. The lie we tell others and the lie we tell ourselves to justify it, man. Right? I hear this little story, but it's half truth, right? This guy is a fisherman. He take pride in fishing, right? And you know, and he went out one night, all night. He didn't get any catch. He didn't get anything. So when on the way home, he saw a sign advertising fresh fish. So he stopped and he told the lady, he said, throw me a dozen of your best catch, your biggest catch. The lady said, throw them? Why should I throw them? He said, so I can catch them. Because I may be a lousy fisherman, but I'm no liar, right? So you want to go back home and tell everybody that he catch these 12 big fish, right? But is it a lie? Is that a lie, right? Is that a lie? We see the politicians do it all the time. But is that a lie? Like this other lady, she sent a check to IRS for $300 and she sent a note with it and said, man, I cheated on my last year tax return. And this is half the money I owe because I can't sleep at night because of what I did. So I sent half of the money. And she said, if I cannot sleep, I can't sleep at night, I'll send you the other half, right? Is that a half truth? Is that a half truth? She sent half of the money, said she can't sleep at night because of what she did. But if she continue having sleepless nights, then she'll send the other half. I mean, if she can sleep by sending half, she's good, right? So is that a lie? Is there anything like a half truth? Is there anything like a half truth, right? So that's what we want to tackle, man. Because the enemy is going to encourage us to get out of something by telling a lie. But we know different, man. Once you tell one lie, you got to tell them a second lie, and a third lie, and a fourth lie, and a fifth lie. It's so stressful. That's why the Bible said the truth shall set you free, right? The truth shall set you free, because once you send it out there now, it's done. Whatever punishment or penalty come with it, and it's done. But if you only decide to cover it up, you got to keep remembering that lie that you tell to cover it up. And it's a stressful thing because once the lie is not naturally, you got to always remembering what you're saying, right? So let's see another little scripture here. Another quote: no matter what you do, stand up for who you are and be honest. It said, no matter what you do, stand up for who you are and be honest. So each time you are honest and conduct yourself with honesty, a successful force will drive you towards great success. Each time you lie, even with a little white lie, they are strong forces pushing you towards failure, right? Just be honest with yourself. That opens the door. So just be honest with yourself. That opens the door. Wilma Freeman, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing today? All right. Okay, glad all is well and good. So let's see what the Bible talk about being honest, right? James 5:12 said, above all, my brothers, do not swear either by heaven or earth or by any other oath. But let your yes be yes and your no be no, so that you may not fall under condemnation. James 5:12, he said, above all, right? So this is very important. Above all, my brothers, do not swear either by heaven or by earth or by any other oath, but let your yes be yes and your no be no, so that you may not fall under condemnation, right? Sharon Wong Joseph, good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you doing, right? So I can remember my son in school, right? And I'm glad how the teacher used to go to Christian school, and I'm glad how this teacher handled this situation, right? To teach the kids about being honest, right? He got back, I can't remember which subject it was, and he got 100 in this test, but when he looked at it, he saw the teacher made a mistake. He actually got one of the problems wrong, but she graded correctly because she used to him doing so well, and she keep going. But he said it was burning him. He glad he got his 100 and he was celebrating, but it was burning him. It was burning him. He couldn't take it anymore, because those little guys were very competitive, right? Well, he said he couldn't take it because he knew if he come home and he tell us what we're gonna do. So he said, you know what? He had to go muster it up when he go, and he said, Miss, this I think you made a mistake. This actual problem here was wrong, but you grade it, you give it to me correctly. So I really didn't deserve this 100. But how she handled it, right, to show the class what she did, she said, okay, you're correct, and I want to thank you for pointing out my mistake to me. But I will take the 5 points back, so you get 95. But I can give you a bonus 5 for being honest. So we still end up with 100, but without the guilt, right? You still end up with 100 in the test, but without the guilt, because she demonstrated to show the kids how being honest can pay off, right? And I'm glad she handled it the way that was a good way of showing how being honest, the truth shall set you free, right? So guys, I just want to encourage someone today, I'm not going to go on too long, that I know we might be tempted to go out there, some situation facing us, that enemy can present to us to tell this little lie to get out of it. But in the end, that you're just trying to bring you down, because once you go with that one little lie, you got to continue lying. You got to continue lying to keep that, to upkeep the one lie you tell. Let's look at another scripture here. Proverbs 12:22. So lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who are faithful are his delight. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. Proverbs 19:1. Better is a poor person who walks in integrity than one who is crooked in speech and is a fool. Better is a poor person who walks in integrity than one who is crooked in speech and is a fool. I mean, they're telling a lot of lies, right? John 8:32 said, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. 2 Corinthians 8:21. For we aim at what is honorable, not only in the Lord's sight, but also in the sight of man. For we aim at what is honorable, not only in the Lord's sight, but also in the sight of man. So guys, well, there's anything you hiding, anything you covering up. There's none such thing like a little white lie. So just be careful of what you're doing. Just be careful of the message you're sending to the people that you are leading and have influence over. And remember, people do, and children and people who following you, they do more. That would do more. What to see you doing, how you acting in integrity versus just what you're telling them to do. All right. If you acting out the right thing, doing the right thing, setting these right examples for them, they more follow that by just telling them to do it. So we just got to be careful as parents, as grandparents, as teachers, as leaders in our organization. And you might think you're not a leader, but simply having a child, simply being a grandparent, you are a leader. Someone looking up to you for that leadership, for that example, right? And you don't even know the amount of people that you're influencing, even if they're not directly under your care, but you can still be influencing them by doing the right thing, right, guys? So how honest are we? You look at your life over this weekend and answer the question. That's for only you to answer. How honest am I? How honest am I? Is my half of my life a lie? Or because we look at the politicians and we look at these famous people when they get catching a lie and we call them out and it's big news, right? But only because they are popular, only because they're a celebrity. But let's look at our life and said, okay, how honest am I in all my dealings? How honest am I in my relationship? How honest am I in everything that I do, guys? So look at your own life this weekend and you answer that question, right? And I left you again with James 5:12. He said, above all, my brothers, above all. So he's saying this is so very important. Above all, my brothers, do not swear either by heaven or by earth, by any other oath, but let your yes be yes and your no be no, so that you may not fall under the condemnation. And the scriptures will help you to stay honest and be honest, guys. So I'll leave that there, guys. Have a great weekend, man. And just answer the question over the weekend. How honest am I? Have a great day. Goodbye.